There are a lot more questions and concerns raised over Alligator Alcatraz after lawmakers have visited the facility over the weekend. Aside from the inhumane conditions, constitutional rights being violated, lack of due process, now is Florida going to be paid back from the federal government? Are you Floridians going to have to foot the bill for Alligator Alcatraz? Let's dig in because there's a lot to cover. Now, on Saturday, Florida State Rep. Michelle Rayner, along with other Democratic lawmakers, were finally able to gain access to Alligator Alcatraz. Now, they had to actually sue the DeSantis administration to get into Alligator Alcatraz, as they were previously denied access, which technically is against the law. Lawmakers are allowed to visit and tour any of these federal facilities to ensure that laws are being followed and rights are being granted. Now, what lawmakers saw over the weekend, as well as what lawyers and families of detainees and detainees themselves are experiencing, seeing, and saying, are far different than what the Trump administration and the DeSantis administration say about this camp. The conditions of Alligator Alcatraz are not only inhumane, but they're unsanitary, making this facility mimic a concentration camp. That's the bottom line. Worms in food, lack of medical care and medicines, lack of food and water, detainees going days without showering, no way to brush their teeth, overflowing toilets, floors flooded with pee and poop. They eat once a day. There are hundreds of detainees without a criminal record, 0 arrests, never been in trouble. There was a 15-year-old boy there they saw on Saturday. Okay, there are people with green cards, individuals who have been in the United States since they were a child, protected under the DACA program. Due process rights are being denied. Meetings with lawyers are non-existent. During Saturday's visit, Congressman Maxwell Frost said that one of the detainees yelled that he was an American citizen. He yelled, "I'm a U.S. citizen." Now, Frost said that there are additional questions and concerns raised about the legality of this facility, and federal agencies insist that this is an entirely run, state-funded operation. And federal agencies have said that it's state-run and funded in court documents. Now, which is true, because DeSantis is all over the news on various outlets saying that the $450 million that it costs Florida to set up and operate Alligator Alcatraz is going to be refunded to him, reimbursed from the federal government. Now, Congressman Frost said that when he was there on Saturday, he spoke to the man in charge, the person that was in charge of the facility who was there. And this individual told Congressman Frost that it is in fact ICE who is running the facility. It's ICE agents who are there every day. It's ICE agents who tells them what to do, how to do it, how to do the cages, the food, who's allowed in and out. He said that ICE is making all of the decisions and calling all of the shots, and that it is a federal facility. Now, since the lawsuits that have been going on, there are now 2. The DOJ has come out with a written response, and they've kind of distanced themselves from this facility. But they responded with a written response stating, and I quote, "The Homeland Security Department had not implemented, authorized, directed, or funded Florida's temporary detention center, and that Florida was constructing and operating this facility using state funds on state lands under state emergency authority. No request for federal funds was received, and no money was given." Now, of course, that completely contradicts what Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said in her social media post. And she also said it actually in interviews on various news outlets that Alligator Alcatraz will be largely funded by FEMA. FEMA is funding it. This is wild. I will keep you updated with all of this, of course, but I wonder how much is going to come out of the taxpayers of Floridians for this. How much is the government actually giving, and why is it coming from FEMA? Why would the funds come from FEMA? So, I will keep you updated for sure, but the conditions and what is going on and happening to these people most of whom are not criminals and or legally in the United States, is disgusting, despicable, and unacceptable. I'll keep you updated. Thank you for being here. Please like, follow, and share so that I can continue to provide you with content.